Right now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
All right, thanks a lot, Ken, and thank you for tuning in to the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. I'm Rich Walsh. I'll be joined by Paul Zeise in just a matter of moments, and we're going to be talking about the soap opera that's going on As the World Turns, starring Antonio Brown. He just continues to stay on the forefront of social media and continues to trend in Pittsburgh for all the wrong reasons. Today, photoshopped himself in a 49ers jersey uniform with Jerry Rice, and the quote about him saying that he wanted to go to, I forget what the quote was, but basically he wanted to go play for San Francisco 49ers. Also, the other news that came out, Terrell Owens said that Brown, quote, absolutely wants out of Pittsburgh, and said he asked Owens, Brown did, he asked Owens a bunch of times about playing in and hanging out in and spending time in the Bay Area. So, Paul, the one thing, I thought that guys like Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell would transform the game on the field. The problem is they're doing that off the field, and I think that's just bad. These guys are doing things that maybe other players will follow in their footsteps, and I think it's I think it's just another black eye on the NFL, and what he's doing, Brown doing to the Steelers right now, it's total disrespect, I think. Yeah,
especially given all the team did for him all these years to enable him and to allow him to kind of be the guy that he's been. I'm sorry, the guy's a clown. There's no other way to say it. I mean, I tried for a long time to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's got talent, this and that. So, because there was a lot of stuff that he was doing that you just kind of thought, well, it's just, but this is just stupid. And here's my thing, okay? Cam Hayward, Marquise Pouncey, James Conner, they all came out, oh, we want him back. Why? Here's my thing. You want this guy in your locker room who took a picture of himself and photoshopped a 49ers uniform on it on social media. A guy who made fun of Art Rooney in a picture in social media a few weeks ago when Art Rooney talked about him and said he hasn't heard from him. There was that. A guy that quit on you and didn't show up for a must-win game at the end of the season. A guy that's been a headache for. And then did you read Jeremy Fowler's story today from ESPN.com? Did you read
about
that?
The guys that. He's getting away with certain things, and Mike Tomlin's letting it go.
Here's this is where I blame Mike Tomlin. Okay, during training camp, he has his own little Airbnb that he's allowed to stay at outside of the dorms, while everybody else on the team has to stay at the dorms.
Yeah, it's like when you open up the door, a guy like Antonio Brown, instead of taking an inch, he takes a mile. It's preferential treatment. I understand superstars, you're allowed preferential treatment, but a guy like Brown is just taking advantage of it, and you got to know when to stop, I think. Mike Tomlin does. But now it's no turning back.
No, absolutely. I think that's the problem, though, isn't it?
I think so.
The problem is and these guys are talking about how they want him back.
But
why?
Do you really think that I think that's talk right now. It's to say the right things on camera, but do you think that they're behind closed doors?
I think some of them do. I actually think some of them, and I actually think that some of them really believe that they need him to win. And that's a shame.
They haven't won a Super Bowl with him.
Well, and more importantly, go get another player that's going to help you win. You know what? If you go find out a receiver that runs good routes, that's tough, that's physical, that's a good football player, that's got a high IQ, all those kind of things, you put them on your team, you win games. So to me, you've got enough other talent. You don't need to have an all-star team to win.
Never drama in New England. Tom Brady has never had an Antonio Brown on his team.
Well, yeah, Randy Moss, and they went 19-0, or should have went 19-0.
Yeah. So, you're right. But, okay, he's had one.
But my point
Troy
is,
Brown, early in his career, not as good as Antonio Brown.
But look at the jabronis. The guy, what did we figure out? did you see the list? I think 72 or 73 guys have caught touchdown passes from Tom Brady.
I don't know the exact number.
I think it's 73. That's touchdown passes, which means there's probably about 105 that have caught passes from him over the course of time. You don't need an all-star team. Vance McDonald is a really good player. Ben is a Hall of Famer. You've got maybe the best offensive line in football. Juju Smith-Schuster is a superstar, budding superstar. You got enough talent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you don't have Antonio Brown, okay, you don't have an all-star team, but you have enough talent that if you add some good role players around, you'll be fine, and you'll actually be a better team because the TEAM team will be better.
And you wipe out the drama. A lot of these guys have talked about the drama. Even Al Villanueva today at the Pro Bowl was talking about, hey, we got to get rid of the drama. You know, maybe it's
a media creation.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it is.
Remember for the last 3 years we've been it's a media creation.
It's our fault.
It's good finally the people inside that locker room are starting to acknowledge that it's not a media creation. Now, of course, we still have Art Rooney saying, oh, well, it's nonsense. And if he really believes that, that's a shame because it isn't nonsense.
You know,
it's true.
After they lost to Jacksonville, didn't a couple players blame it on us? So you got what you,
are
you guys happy now?
Look,
I think a couple players.
And it's easy, you know, again, it's easy. We have, as in the media, quote unquote, the media have made it easy for people to throw stuff at us because, you know, we don't always act the most responsible way, and we do. But the bottom line is, it's nonsense if you're going to blame the Steelers' issues on the media.
Yeah, I actually think the media is pretty easy on the Steelers. Maybe not social media, but that's not us as the media. I think we're pretty easy.
I would agree. I mean, you know, I mean, there's a group of people that I would call Steeler fanboys, and it doesn't matter what the Steelers do, they try and defend it. I'm not that guy, and, you know, maybe that makes me a bad guy, but I'm not that guy. I call it like I see it. And to me, the Steelers will never learn until they realize that you don't need an all-star team if one of your quote-unquote all-stars is a cancer that destroys the locker room.
Well, Brady and the Patriots are doing that, and, you know, maybe the Steelers would be better off without him. I think it's a 50-50 chance that Antonio Brown is back here next year. If the Steelers do not get what they want for him, I think Antonio Brown will be back in a Steelers uniform. That's just my guess. But I would imagine that they would want a first-round draft pick for him, and they would have to get a first-round draft pick for him. But we'll talk about this a little bit more after the break. We have to take a break right now. Back in 2 minutes on the the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
The Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call is brought to you by Ireland Contracting, Pittsburgh's #1 home exterior expert in roofing, siding, windows, and gutters.